As businesses grow, they reach the point where they are too big to be considered small, yet too small to be thought of as big. This stage of growth is a particularly challenging one where 90% of businesses trying to make the leap don't succeed. Hence, a conscious decision to grow big or stay small needs to be made and planned carefully. In government contracting, this inflection point occurs as a business is graduating from its small business status, i.e., when revenues exceed the NAICS code or 8A graduation occurs, and begins competing in the full and open market against the large systems integrator. Beginning with the end in mind is critical to successfully navigating through this period. Next slide. In the 6-month program, a select cohort of 15 GovCon CEOs work collaboratively to create their graduation strategy and learn from GovCon Giants as guest speakers sharing their graduation stories. Participants dedicate half a day per month over 6 months to address the biggest fear of small businesses, stalling in the middle market. A facilitation team interacts one-on-one to ensure the lessons learned and best practices from the CEO guest speakers are translated into actionable plans. Real-world examples of CEO guest speakers provide the foundation for interactive discussions. The modules guide participants through small business graduation and successfully moving into full and open competition, highlighting best practices and citing mistakes to avoid. Next slide, please. The program is limited to 15 companies with a maximum of 25 participants. I strongly encourage CEOs to bring their C-suite teams or a trusted deputy to join the program, as the workshops will provide a great opportunity to work as a corporate team on strategic planning. 12 CEO guest speakers present each of the 12 modules. By learning from these industry experts, you benefit from their lessons learned and are better positioned to make the transition. The program consists of 6 monthly sessions, each lasting 4 hours. And thank you to our 2 sponsors, Holland & Knight and the McLean Group, for hosting us in their beautiful conference rooms in Tysons Corner, Virginia. Next slide, please. During each of the 6 sessions of the program, you will learn about 2 critical topics that need to be addressed in your graduation plan. A facilitated workshop is conducted after each CEO guest speaker. Workbooks provide a series of questions and assessments to help you understand where your business is today, how it needs to evolve to meet the demands of full and open competition, and what steps you can take to position your business for the transition. The program is limited to a maximum of 15 companies, enabling a cohort to develop as you take this journey together. The initial third of the program is focused on business development and the changes in the market occurring as a business moves from set-aside contracts to full and open competition. The middle third emphasizes the changes occurring in the model and management of infrastructure grows to meet the demands of a larger organization. And in the final third of the program, M&A is emphasized, from buying companies to gain scale to preparing to sell. The program starts with Michelle Lee from STGI telling her story of librarian turned to business owner of a 1,000 employee company. Then Shin Salona from REI Systems outlines the transitions from small to graduation, then growing to 50 million, preparing to achieve 100 million in revenue, and stretching for 250 million. Karen Trowbridge, founder of Trowbridge & Trowbridge, will address how she changed the company's value proposition as they grew from 25 million and again after they're exceeding 50 million. Kevin Jennings from Millennium Corporation talks about how your pipeline needs to be diversified to enable growth and position for competing full and open. Carlos Rivera, founder of Venosa, addresses sales growth, specifically how your business development organization needs to grow and incentivizing strategic growth and maturing your BD processes. Julian Session, CEO of Sochi, dives into organic growth with an emphasis on expanding into adjacent markets and creating sole source opportunities. Mitch Martin from the McLean Group and Ron Jones from IIE Web talk about the role growing via acquisition can play to create immediate scale and expand resources for growth. Alma Levy, chair of Devel Technology, shares the transition of leadership from human scale to financial scale and how to successfully hire a CEO. Michelle Bolos, chair of NT Concepts, discusses the journey from shared board to advisory board and fiduciary board. Dennis Kelly, CEO of Buchanan Edwards, provides best practices and lessons learned when preparing your business to be sold. Allison Poltrak, COO of LS Technology, discusses the key components of maturing your operations to be prepared for the growth and sustain a larger organization. Eric Crucius from Holland & Knight overviews the regulatory environment and the importance of compliance as you begin competing full and open and consider selling. Linda Bertine, founder of GMB Solutions, discusses the emotional and personal aspects of preparing to sell your company. And the program closes with George Wilson from ECS Federal sharing their success story of selling at $750 million. Next slide, please. Through the 6-month program, you invest half a day per month on the 4th Thursday, January through June. Each session will be conducted from 8 a.m. to 12 noon with an option to arrive early at 7:30 for a light breakfast and networking and to stay after for lunch to continue working. Each session starts with the CEO guest speaker sharing their story, best practices, and lessons learned focused on the specific topic and learning objectives. Following each speaker, a workshop is facilitated by Newport partners who guide you through a series of questions and assessments to assist you in the development of your multi-year transition strategy and graduation plan. The small cohort of non-competing companies creates an intimate setting where CEOs can collaborate. When the program is complete, you will have created a small business graduation plan to empower your team to confidently prepare for the transition. Next slide, please. The speakers are truly the giants of GovCon, from George Wilson to Michelle Lee, Karen Trowbridge to Julian Session, Kevin Jennings, Carlos Rivera, Shim Salona, among others. They each bring a different perspective, starting their business out of college to starting after a 20-year Army career, founder CEOs to successor CEOs to family businesses, different customer sets, technical expertise, and services provided. They are generously sharing their stories, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The small group setting creates an environment where they can discuss what really happened as they transitioned and what they wish someone had told them. As John Hillen, CEO of Sotera and author of What Happens Now, stated, being able to work with these amazing CEOs generates a significant return on the investment of time and the cost of the program. In vetting the speakers, each one shared amazing stories about their journey. I was impressed by their transparency and their desire to give back to the community. Each speaker is extremely excited to be able to work with participants and help those coming behind them succeed. Next slide, please. Your takeaway will be your strategic multi-year graduation plan and insights from 12 GovCon Giants who've been where you are and successfully made the transition to full and open competition. In addition, you have collaborated with other business owners with whom you share a common goal and connect with industry SMEs you'll want to draw upon as you execute your graduation plan. Registration for the 2019 cohort is open at www.newportprograms.com. Limited to 15 companies. Once the cohort is full, participants are placed on the wait list for the next session. Applications are reviewed to ensure criteria are met and no direct competitors are in the same cohort. The website provides information on the modules, speakers, and pricing. In addition, you can watch teaser videos for each module to get a better understanding of the material to be covered. Please reach out to me to answer any further questions. I'm excited to talk with you about the program and how your company will reap the rewards of the investment as you implement your graduation strategy. Thank you for your time today, and I look forward to working with you in January.